Yeah, we're excited. I think the team's excited. Energy's real high. But yeah, we still have a few days, so you don't want to get too excited too early. But it's a Big Ten championship. It's what we train for.
It's a pretty crazy team race and all.
Yeah.
You look at the projected seeds maybe, and there could be 5 or 6 huge matchups with our wrestlers. Does that make it like even more of a challenge, or something you're looking forward to, given that it's out there?
Yeah, I think it's always like that with the Big Ten. I mean, it's super competitive, and with only a few teams, 14 teams. So there's going to be big matchups and big matchups right away. Every match is obviously very important, and you got to be ready to go, and you also have to be ready to finish. So it's one of those tournaments where you got to start strong and finish strong if you want to be the team that wins. So I mean, we know what we have to do, and just like everyone else knows what they have to do. There's not a lot of room for error in a tournament with this few of teams.
Cael, obviously, you want your guys to be at their absolute best at the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
Are the guys where you want them at for the Big Ten tournament?
I think so. I think this team continues to step up and wrestle well each week. We had 11 weeks in a row where we were wrestling, and we had a weekend off. I think I can feel a little bit more energy and excitement right now, which is exactly what we need. We're 5 days out, so we cut back on our running this week and those types of things, and just get ready to wrestle.
There's a picture of Morelli on the cover of Pat's preview here.
Yeah.
What went into that decision at 65?
Well, Gino is a guy that's been competitive from the beginning. We knew that. We knew with him coming in to start the season. And I just with Shakur, we tried a few different things with his weight, but he just couldn't really compete at 65, and he couldn't be himself. His body didn't really adjust. We kept thinking it was either we were hoping it would, he'd adjust to the weight class eventually, but it just wasn't happening. His body wasn't really functioning the way he needed to be competitive. And so, but Gino and Shakur have been neck and neck from the beginning. They're 1-1 in matches. So, whoever it is, which it looks like it's Gino right now, we just need their best effort and fighting spirit, and we'll be fine.
Just in general terms, what's the difference in making weight at a tournament like Big Tens or Nationals compared to during the season at dual meets?
Well, it's different in that you have 2 hours after your weigh-in the first day, and then the second day you get an additional pound. But that's what, with Shakur, we tried sending him to an open, and it didn't really make much of a difference. Even 6 hours after weigh-in, he still wasn't himself. So. But again, it's pretty consistent, I would say. That first day you still have to get your weight back down the next day, and so weight's always a factor, and that's a reason. As generally speaking, we don't cut a lot of weight. We want our guys wrestling well and hard and feeling good about themselves, trying to get better throughout the year, and that has paid off for us, and hopefully it will again this year.
The plan is to move him up to 74 next year.
Yeah, I don't know. He's just trying to get better right now. He's getting bigger and stronger, but yeah, we don't know how things will play out next year. We just want all of our guys, not necessarily focus on what weight class they're going to be, just be the best they can be. And if they get, to the level where they're competing for a national championship, well, the lineup will work itself out.
With the projected rematch with Jason and Martinez,
yeah.
Do you think that maybe he'll try to change his strategy a little bit, or is that like overthinking it? You just have to be careful.
When you say he, you're talking about
Martinez.
Isaiah. I would think maybe he will. I'm sure he's been training hard, and he's a little bit. He doesn't have that undefeated streak to worry about anymore. So, now it's about just winning the Big Ten and the national title. So I would guess he'll be a different person. But I also think we're very confident in Alp, and I think he's continued to improve each week, which is kind of hard to believe. But if you watch video on him, from December till today, he's even better now than he was then. So Nolf keeps getting better, and he's very confident. His conditioning's incredible, and scrambling's good. He's good in all three positions. So, it'll be another great matchup. Probably again, one of those matchups that everybody in the wrestling world stops to, take note and see what happens.
What do you see the key is potential between Zane and Sorensen?
Zane just has to be himself and do what he's been doing every day and every match, and that's just you control the tie-ups, control the pace, get his offense going when he starts attacking. He does some really beautiful things, and just got to wrestle and enjoy it and just be himself is regardless. At 49, there are a handful of really good guys. Nebraska's good. Northwestern's a national champ. Ohio State could have Stieber in there, who's, was a couple-time All-American, high All-American. So, that's an exciting weight class there, whoever Zane wrestles.
Is there anything you guys are working with Nico on in case he matches up with Tomasello again?
Yeah, Nico's always working. He's always trying to improve. So, I mean, he's been working on a few things. But, he's, again, it's, if you spend a lot of time just focusing on one guy, I think that detracts from your overall progress. But, for him, it's just about finishing his shots. He got in on a nice shot. It's, Gilman is another, obviously, a guy that Nico will probably see in the semis, and there's going to be guys that are tough in the quarter. So, a lot of wrestling to do, and Nico's just got to do what he's done every other year, and I expect him to be at his best, and he knows he's going to be at his best. I mean, his energy level has been outstanding this last week, because there's just something to being the conference and the nationals. It's not like, well, I'm going to wrestle this guy, then I'm going to wrestle him again, and say, hey, this is crunch time, and that's to a competitor, that's a great time.
You mentioned earlier when talking about Gino, the level of competition you knew that he would bring in. How much does consistency at this time of year play into a decision like that as well? Just knowing match in, match out what you might get from a guy that weight class.
Well, consistency is huge. It's coaching gets real difficult when you don't know what to expect out of your guys. And for the most part, we know what we're going to get out of our guys, and you see that in practice in tough situations. If you're not learning those things in practice, you're probably not going hard enough, I guess. So, we have a pretty good idea what to expect. But, consistency is that's one of the keys to being the best you can be. So, that's, nothing new, obviously, but that's one thing that brings me confidence as a coach is I know these guys are going to be consistent, and as a staff, we try to be consistent in the messages and the energy and the things we talk about, and win or lose. You got to be true to what you say is important to you, and but consistency is a big part of our program right now.
Is there you guys going to be planning, or any of the extra guys going to be coming along just cheering the stands, or?
Yeah, we can take 15. That's what we're allowed to travel, so we'll have 15 guys there. We'll have just a mix of our guys that that we want to see the tournament, obviously, but more importantly that fulfill the the warm-up partner needs, and the guys that can bring a positive energy with them. All those things factor in, and so yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to talk about who we're taking, but yeah, a lot of thought goes into everything. The devil's in the details, obviously. So if you have a guy that is brings positive energy with them and is a breath of fresh air, well, that's a guy you want on the trip with you.
You have 8 wrestlers who in high school participated in the Whitfield. They're all from Western PA.
Yeah.
Is that what you expected, to find all that talent when you took this job? Does that surprise you that it's become such a kind of a fertile recruiting field?
Well, PA's always been very strong, and you just look back at the stats over the history of NCAA wrestling. A lot of All-Americans come out of the state of Pennsylvania. I think the Whitfield and the Pittsburgh area has gotten even stronger with all the excellent clubs that they have there, and the off-season clubs. For example, the Young Guns, those clubs where they have all these Division I recruits training under one of the best coaches in the country, a couple times a week. So when you have guys training with some of the best kids in the country, that just doesn't happen at the high school level very often. So it's encouraging. I think the more success they have, success breeds success. So you'll continue to see. You have heroes coming out of those areas. Nolf, and he's a little, I guess, further east. But when you have those kids that show the younger generation that, hey, I can be successful. I can go to Penn State. I can win national titles. Go on to the next level. I think that just encourages more kids to try out, and things just continue to get better and better.
You had one wrestler at Iowa State. When you were at Iowa State, you did recruit in Western PA, and you didn't get him. I forget his name, but
when I was a head coach.
Yeah. Did you come here often to recruit back then?
Years kind of blur together. I'm trying to think. I know I visited when I was an assistant. I visited a kid from Nazareth who actually came to Penn State. We didn't bring him in on a trip or anything, but I didn't realize Pennsylvania was such a long state until I made that trip. I was in Ohio recruiting, and I drove across to see him. It's a long state, but Yeah, I don't think we had a strong PA presence at the Iowa State program when I was there as a wrestler, or our coach Bobby Douglas was an Ohio guy, so we tended to have a lot of Ohio kids, but he would recruit the nation. PA is just extremely competitive. I was at the Minnesota State tournament yesterday or 2 days ago, supporting Mark Hall and watching there, and there's some great wrestlers there. You go to the PA State tournament, and it's every college in the country is recruiting there, just because of the proven track record. So, the recruiting here is very competitive, and kids that place in state as a junior are getting scholarship offers, where that's not the case really, probably in very many other states. There's exceptions to that rule. So, I don't know. I'm just saying I don't know. My coach, I don't think we recruited. I was a senior in college, but I remember Troy Letters coming in on a visit. We took him hunting, and he obviously didn't come to Penn State or Iowa State. But I don't remember a lot of those guys. You remember the big name guys, but we didn't get any of them, I guess.
Can you discuss the importance of this tournament for Nick this weekend?
Nick Nevels. This is a big tournament. It's the same for everybody. It's do or die now. This is essentially the first rounds of the nationals, because to get to the nationals you gotta do well at the conference. For Nevels, he's got to go win matches. He's got to earn that spot. He's got to take one of the earned spots in the conference, and he knows that. That was part of the discussion with him wrestling this year or not. But everyone's in the same boat. You got to wrestle. You can't go there and go 0-2 and think you're going to get a trip to the national tournament. In the Big Ten, you don't just win one match either. You got to get a couple upsets. So it's Big Ten's the tougher. I would say the toughest conference to qualify in. When I was in the Big 12, we only had 5 schools. You get one upset, and you have a good chance to go to the nationals. And so it was a little easier here. One upset's great, but you still have to win more than one match generally to make it to the national tournament.
A little off topic, I was talking to Dave Conway, Jordan's dad, for a magazine article, and he went back to how Jordan was originally committed to Liberty, and he made the decision based on spirituality and religion, being a born-again Christian, and when he went to look for other schools, Penn State would fit a lot of the criteria. I think Jordan's part of the Christian student-athlete program on campus. Can you talk about how that's part of your culture, just religion, spirituality in general with this program? Is that something you emphasize at all, or discuss, or is that something you leave up to individuals?
Yeah, I think we leave that up to the individuals. Certainly I have principles that I believe in that are eternal, and I try to run this program under those same principles, and I think that's helped me more than anything as a coach. And truth is truth in my mind, and whatever it is, certain principles, gratitude being maybe number one. Those are eternal principles that bring success, happiness, peace of mind, confidence. So we spend a lot of time focusing more on principles, and then let these guys. I don't get involved in what groups they're going to, or their religious background. We just try to teach them principles, and then they take it from there.
How important was it to get Nico's commitment as early for a senior year to establish that sort of foothold in Western PA?
Well, he was a no-brainer. Obviously, we knew of him, and we wanted him obviously right away. And I think he, I have to think back timeline-wise, as far as when he committed. But getting the superstar kids, the kids that are, Nico's one of those guys that he's a sure thing. He's a good student. He comes from a great family. He's got an incredible work ethic, and he's a competitor. I remember watching him at the state tournament, just warming up, and everyone was kind of jogging at the same pace, and then there was Nico was sprinting around, on the outside, and I knew right there that he was going to be, very special. And so when you get those no-brainer type of kids, and I don't think there's a lot of them, because recruiting's hard, and kids are kids. But when you get a kid like Nico, that's the foundation that you build off of, and we were obviously very grateful for him. He was able to step in as a true freshman and help the team win a national title. Now he's a fifth-year senior, and now he has the same opportunity to step up and help the team win a national title.
Two more.
What are your travel plans?
Travel plans. We leave Thursday, and get in there in time to work out generally, and kind of just get everything ready for Saturday on Friday. And but nothing fancy. We might be flying out of State College. I don't know we're not busing there. We know that.
Harrisburg direct to Cedar Rapids.
There you go. So we're not bussing. That's probably good. Although I do like bussing. You can get the whole Rocky series in. Yeah, but
Even Apollo?
I have not seen that yet. No, I tried to go a few times, but it's already out of the theater. Yeah, I think you guys were telling me to go watch it. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, because somebody started crying over it, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I don't want that part of it, but it means it's good. All right, good. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach.